Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're here with Toyota getting to take a look at the all-new 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. What makes it special for the 25-year model is that you can now get it with the optional 8-speed automatic. You can still get the 6-speed manual, however. This model here is the Premium Plus. It's finished off in supersonic red. MSRP is just shy of $48,000. Now the GR Corolla is powered by the 1.6-liter inline 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. This makes 300 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the all-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 3,300 pounds, and then the 0 to 60 time is 4.9 seconds, which is on par with the manual transmission. Top speed is 143 miles an hour. It also has a fuel tank of 13.2 gallons. You'll expect to see around 19 miles per gallon in the city, 27 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 103.9 inches. Its overall length is 173.6. It has a width of 72.8 and a height of 57.2 inches. Now, as we come back to the exterior styling, we'll start up front here where the GR Corolla is a hot hatch, but it has a very distinctive look to it. It also has a lot of contoured edges, especially up front, gives it more of a wide body look as well. Now up on the hood, there's the gloss black heat extraction vents, which are functional. It looks like the airflow will go through the top of the grille here on both Toyota badges, and then it can exit those as needed. Really nice bulges in the hood to accommodate that. In the front, we have the Toyota sensor, which is also part of all of the distance pacing in that tech. We have those inlets on both sides, parking sensors as well. Really large gloss black grille with the GR logo, tons of cutouts, and then even inlets on both sides to provide even more cooling to the engine up front. Now, as we work our way to the side, you'll notice that the side of the bumper also has another heat extraction vent here. So that way airflow can enter those inlets and then come out of the sides. Now this also has a really nice set of wheels. They're finished off in matte black, and then this has the red GR brake calipers. There are 4 pistons up front, rotors measuring at 14 inches, and then in the rear, there are 2 pistons, rotors measuring at 11.7 inches. There's also this gloss black trim accent with GR. Now it appears that this looks functional, but we do have the fender liner behind it. So possibly airflow might be able to come out of that. We have the gloss black mirror caps with the turn signal, and then with this Premium Plus, you get the forged carbon fiber roof. There's the matte black antenna too, but a really nice look, and it's also going to be functional as far as helping lower the center of gravity. And then you'll notice too, GR4 is stamped in the lower side skirt here, just to tell you that it's the GR model, and we have that all-wheel drive system. And that side skirt also protrudes out nicely, matching nicely with both the front and the rear fender arch. So this is where that wide body design comes into play. As you can tell, it's separated from the body here, just to cover more of that rear tire, as well as the front too. In back, there's the gloss black spoiler, along with the third brake light. There's the wiper blade, really nice set of dark housings for the LEDs that are in back. The backup camera is hidden away underneath the Toyota logo there. There's all the parking sensors. There's also cutouts in the upper section of this bumper. And then in the diffuser, you'll notice with the GR Corolla, you get the 3 exhaust tips. Larger one in the center, and then that dual system on both sides, and a few fins just to give it more of that added aggressive look. Now, as we work our way to the interior for this hot hatch, this Premium Plus has a really nice interior. You'll notice the leather along with the color match stitching. There's gloss black accents. You get a small cup holder there, as well as the grab handle and your release handle. And then at 5'10", it's not all that hard to get into the back. A little bit tight feeling here, but I have plenty of room for my feet. I have about an inch and a half of headroom, so it actually goes back up, so that way I can sit upright. You also have some storage pockets, you get some auxiliaries in the middle there, and then if I pull down the armrest, you have 2 cup holders as well. So overall, it's nice for its size. Might be a little bit tight with 3 people in the back, but for this hot hatch, you could have 4 people in this vehicle very easily. Now up front, door panel is just like the rear. However, we have all the window controls, you have your side mirror adjustments there, and then you get storage in the lower section of the door. Now, these sport bucket seats here are all manual, so you have the bar to slide them along with your controls on the side. They are finished off in leather and Alcantara. GR badge is up in the headrest there, and they have a really good bolster support to them. Now, as we work our way to the steering wheel, you'll notice it's finished off in solid leather. On this left side, there's volume, you have Bluetooth controls. On the right side, all of your cruise control settings, as well as distance pacing, you have mode and tuning. But let's start up the all-new Corolla now and take a listen to how it sounds. And then coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll see on the left side there's a lot of vitals currently being shown. Right in the middle, you have the tach along with what gear you're in, and then on the right side, you can see your braking and your accelerating, and then there's the fuel level too. Now on this left side, you can also push on these buttons on the steering wheel and change what you would like to see. So you have 3 different modes here, and if you hold on OK right in the middle, you can actually configure what you would like to see on all of these screens. So you can have 3 shortcuts here with all of the information that you would like. So if you're daily driving, you want to have the navigation, you can have that for a setting, or if you're doing some track driving, you can pull up some other vitals, maybe your TPMS, where the power is being sent, or your G-force meter there. Really neat to see that. This also has the paddle shifters, of course, with this 8-speed automatic. Over on the left side, there's a defroster, you get a heated steering wheel, there's your odometer, there's also a gauge cluster dimmer switch, and then you have the automatic headlight controls. You get 1 air vent. This is also equipped with the JBL audio. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, you'll notice on the left side, these are all the shortcuts. So you have your navigation and music, you can pair your phone. You can also get into some of this general information, very similar to a lot of the other Toyota models, of course. And then there's various settings here that you can go through just to configure it the way that you would like to. Now there's air vents underneath that, and then all the climate adjustments. It's laid out very well with your temperatures for the dual zone. You have fan speed, some defrosters where you'd like the air to go. This also has wireless charging. It's tucked up all the way in the back here. You get heated seats. There's also power for that wireless charging unit. And then you also have a few different driving modes. So by going through these, you have a custom mode. There's also a normal, eco, and then the sport mode. So depending on how you would like to drive, it's also going to change how the power is being distributed through that all-wheel drive system. There's traction control. If we put this into reverse, you get a really large backup camera with all of those guidelines, which is nice. And then you do have the manual setting. You can shift using the shifter or the paddle shifters themselves. Now down below, you also have a few different modes that you can also go through. You can go into the GR4 normal. There's also gravel. You can push it for track mode too. So this is really where you can fine tune how the power is being distributed. There's the manual e-brake, which I know a lot of people like. You have 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage with those auxiliaries that I mentioned earlier. And then there's also more storage in the glove box, and then you get a USB-C as well. You have the rear view mirror and then some dome lights up top. And then here's a look at visibility over both shoulders. It's pretty easy to see. So for a hot hatch, you definitely have a lot of glass for this model. And then being a hot hatch, we have a lot of storage in the back. So let's work our way to this rear liftgate again, where we can open this up. You'll notice for this model, there is this removable cover, so you can have that in place if you need it. You get a good bit of space. It's not the largest, but you still have plenty of room. And then there's even storage underneath the floor. You don't have a spare tire for this model, but you could pull this tray out if you needed even more space, or just use that divider as needed. And then you can also fold down these back seats. So if I removed this cover here, it would make it a little bit easier to reach those, but I can easily push that one seat down. And you can see you have a lot more space where you can put in some larger items if you need to. So with the exterior and interior out of the way for this all-new Toyota GR Corolla, let's get this out on the track now and see how this drives. All right, so I just did a hot lap in the automatic, but we are going to jump into the manual now. This is my first time ever driving a GR Corolla, and it is on the racetrack where it belongs. So we will jump into the automatic after this. And it was definitely a very fun vehicle, but it's nice that you have the manual option, which was the first available option for this car. It only came in a manual. And it's nice we can wring out the gears a little bit, play with this in 3rd gear as we come around this turn. The handling on this car is amazing so far. Just with the first hot lap that I was in, still getting used to this track a little bit. But the handling is amazing. The steering input is fantastic. The manual is also pretty easy to rev match. Clutch pedal super light. The shifter is very engaging. And we're around the outer bank here, through these cones here for the course setup into 5th gear. We're not going really much faster than that today. But the brakes also do a great job. This is also really easy to rev match on the downshifts as we come into these tight chicanes here. On the throttle for 2nd gear, back up to speed here, and then on the brakes again. this is a fun car to drive. It is where it should be at the racetrack here. I mean, for a hot hatch like this, there's zero body roll. It's pretty bumpy, but you know, it's a upgraded suspension compared to your average Corolla. And it rides well. Let's do another lap now. Let's hop into the automatic and see what that's like. All right, so we're into the automatic now. This does have launch control, but we won't be doing that. And we got in the manual setting. Here we go. The shifts are very, very crisp, as you would expect. And I think it's really neat that Toyota has now introduced the automatic. If you want to do a lot more track driving, this is going to be slightly quicker from what Toyota has stated though. The manual and the automatic do have very similar or identical 0 to 60 times. But you can still have just as much fun rowing through these gears. I am going through the gears a little bit quicker and a little bit more than in the manual. So it's interesting, I got up to 5th gear and I was only in 3rd, maybe 4th gear with the manual transmissions. But it drives, as you would expect, the GR to drive. So everything is the same as far as steering and all of that goes. And then the acceleration, about the same. Yeah, we can just get up to 4th gear much quicker, it feels like. But I like how you can play with the gears in the automatic here. So it's not just going to hold you. We can go all the way up to probably close to 7,000 or so. This is definitely fun. So I'm going to have to decide now, should I hop in another auto or a manual to finish this video? We do have the brand new automatic that is being showcased today. All right, so for our last lap, I decided to jump back into the manual transmission. Now, what I like about the GR Corolla is the manual was the first vehicle to be introduced. And so this is like the OG Corolla with that manual transmission and the 3 pedals. But honestly, both of these have been super fun to drive. I just think I would prefer the manual, but I know a lot of people, if you're in rush hour traffic, things like that, you still want to have a fun track car, but you don't want to deal with the 3 pedals. It's a very light clutch pedal, but I could see the appeal to wanting to go with the automatic and still have a fun performance car. We also drove this about 40 minutes to get to the racetrack here. So in normal driving, we were in the automatic. It was a nice vehicle, super solid feeling, very comfortable at highway speeds. And then you can drive it to the track, have some fun, and then drive it home. So it's a pretty well-rounded hot hatch that's practical. You can take it to the track, you can do daily driving with it, and just have a blast. So that's going to wrap it up for the all-new 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. Once again, a huge thank you to Toyota for bringing us out to this event. Oh, we got a cone down, and checking out these vehicles. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video. Let's finish this lap. Boy, that was a lot of fun. Checkered flag.